Hello and welcome to Hobby Quick. Today we will be looking at the character cards for the Dungeon Saga Origins Legendary Edition Kickstarter box. Whew, what a mouthful. Okay, so here we go. This is just the original 4 from the campaign, and we'll look at the other ones in another video. Just to point out that each character has their own little background and biography sort of thing on the back. We won't be looking at those. We're just going to be looking at stats and abilities in this very short video. Okay, so let's start off with Olaf. Olaf is a human barbarian. He can move 5 spaces. He has an attack stat of 5, which means he rolls 5 dice. He has no ranged attacks whatsoever, and he has a defense of 2. You'll see down the side here, he's got 4 health markers. Each character only has 4 health markers. Once you reach the red skull at the bottom, you can use a revive token, and this resets you back to 4. So really, you've got 8 health points. So it's going to be quite important to, I suppose, start building up your protective equipment early on. Olaf's special is Frenzy. Once per game, Olaf can re-roll any one of his dice when making a fight action. Olaf's feats are Whirlwind or Unstoppable. Now, the feats are on separate cards, and what's interesting about these is you don't choose which one to use when it comes time to use a feat. You choose it at the beginning of each adventure. So, Whirlwind, for example, here, Olaf makes a separate 4 dice attack against every monster adjacent to him, including those in his rear arc. Olaf's attacks are not modified by anything, but defenders' attacks are modified as normal and unstoppable. Fight as normal, then if the monster is removed, move up to 1 square and then immediately fight again. Continue this until there are no monsters to be reached or a fight fails to remove a model in 1 attack. He is an absolute beatstick. I can see some really cinematic moments with Olaf. I'm looking forward to getting some my campaign started. Move on now to Madrier, the Elf Ranger. She can move 6. She has 3 attack, 4 ranged, and 2 defense. Again, 4 health slots at the side. Her special is Sure Shot. Once per game, Madrier can re-roll any one of her dice when making a shoot action. Her feats are Hail of Arrows or Lethal Aim. Hail of Arrows, shoot up to 3 times this turn. Resolve each shot before deciding on the next target. And Lethal Aim, add +1 die to your shooting attack roll. Once the enemy monster has rolled their dice, you may re-roll any of your shooting dice. You must accept the second results. Again, pretty good. So here we can see we're leaning into the archetypes a little bit here. Olaf is the beatstick barbarian. Madrigers are sniper, or elven sniper, I suppose. Moving on to Roden, our dwarf fighter. He can move 4. He's got an attack stat of 4, no ranged, and a defense of 3. So he's a tanky lad. His special is Stalwart. Once per game, Roden can re-roll any one of his dice when defending an attack. So there you go, leaning into his defensive nature there. His feats are Relentless or Shield Bash. Relentless, excuse me. Roden cannot suffer any damage for the remainder of this round. Roden's movement is increased by 3 until the end of the round. Oof, that sounds like you save that for the boss battle. I think it sounds like that could be really, really fun, really impressive. Or Shield Bash. All monsters adjacent to Roden must move away 1 square if there is room. Monsters are moved by the hero player. No free strikes are made, however. Again, a good one. Clear some space. Maybe set up some room for Olaf to come in and start swinging. Who knows? And then finally, Danor, who's our human wizard. He can move 5. He's got just 2 attacks, no ranged, and a defense of 1. His special is Magister. Once per game, Danor can re-roll 1 of his dice when making a cast spell action. So again, there you go. He's our magic user. As a spellcaster, he can select 2 sets of spell cards to use during the game. I'll look into that in the book, but I presume this means per adventure you can just choose 2 different sort of sets of spells, so I'll look into that a little bit more. His feats are Focus or Arcane Force. So for Focus, select a spell and use it as normal. However, instead of discarding the spell card, it is retained and can be used again in later rounds. Alternatively, you can select an already discarded spell and use it again, but it remains discarded after use. And Arcane Force, Danor may cast 2 different spells, one after the other. Once both are resolved, roll a dice for each card. On a 5 or 6, that card is not discarded and may be used again in a later round. So, you know, again, there we go. Save your most powerful spell towards the end for the for fighting a boss or whatnot. I've not looked at Magic, so I'm a bit vague on that one. But stick around. Thank you for joining me for this one. Stick around for more Dungeon Saga Origins content. I will have a little bit look a bit more into Magic in one specifically, and we'll look at the other heroes in another video as well. Thank you very much, folks. Please subscribe if you like this sort of stuff. Cheers.